China today is in advance versus all the other regions.
He's talking about electrification.
This is the main transformation in the automotive industry.
Analysis released by the International Energy Agency in October shows that China will continue to dominate the global clean energy market, with its exports of solar panels, wind turbines, batteries, and EVs.
The center of gravity of the automotive industry has shifted from the west to the east.
Sales matter.
China is representing 23% today of our global sales. We will be in 2030 above 30%.
And faster R&D cycles matter.
We went from 3 years to, best case, 15 months.
So 15 months, there's still room for optimization.
Yeah.
How should electronic products or electronic makers evolve to keep up with that trend?
What is interesting is that you have about 30% of the OEMs in China which are coming from the electronic industry.
The giant French auto supplier on Wednesday moved its global headquarters of its Clarion Electronics business from Japan to Shanghai, China.
China is the technology leader, and it's also the cost leader. And very clearly, if you are competitive in China, you should be competitive in the rest of the world.
Patrick Koller, CEO of Forvia, traveled to Shanghai last week for the opening of the new headquarters. I had a chance to sit down with him and talked about why the company decided to relocate to Shanghai and what he expects in the market.
Mr. Koller, great to have you with us.
Hello.
We know China's automobile market has been booming for the last decade, specifically with the rise of its EV industry. But now there have been some new issues with cutthroat competition and the Western tariffs on China's new energy products. Why did you decide to move your headquarters now from Japan to Shanghai, China?
For evident reasons. The Chinese market is the technology leading market for the products we are designing and producing. And also for cost reasons. It's a very competitive market. And if you demonstrate that you are good in this market, normally you should be successful in all the other markets also.
What changes are you expecting to bring to your global business with your relocation? And what advantages do you think the city of Shanghai has to host your headquarters here?
In China, you have the speed. The market is requesting it. So you have to develop quicker than elsewhere. You have also to be up to date in terms of technology all the time. And this is what we are looking for here in China. The other thing which is important is the potential synergies with the other business groups we have. So we are moving electronics, from Japan to here, but here we have all the other activities. And the last thing is we also have here Hella Electronics, and both combined can achieve significant revenue synergies.
China's got a lot of EV makers. Specifically, tech firms have been joining the race. How do you view this competition landscape? Is there a lot of pressure or is there more opportunity here?
I think both. Competition is very tough in China. China has done it on a very structured way, giving it time. And China today is in advance versus all the other regions, from the raw materials, from the mining to the end product. To remind you simply one date, CATL constructed its first plant in China for lithium ion in 2001. The first one, I should say, in France was built last year and has started this year. So you see, we have more than 20 years in between these two activities. So China has accumulated experience, and this experience counts and allows China, with the scale effect, with the volumes, to lead the pack. And China has developed a new business model for the automotive industry. China in the automotive industry is acting as a consumer goods business. It means that you have a proliferation of brands. The offer to the consumer is very, very large, but consequently you also have a fragmentation of volumes. And so it means that you have to reinvent yourself because the amounts of money you can depreciate on one given vehicles have to be smaller as the volumes of this vehicle are smaller, okay? So it's a different mindset. It's a different approach. You need more standards, you need more platforms, you need to be quicker in the development to offer all the time new products to the consumers. So is it a risk? It costs money. I suppose that not all our customers will survive. We will probably see some consolidations in the market. This is not a drama. It happened before in other regions. And for us, we see the dynamic extremely interesting, and we want to be part of that game.
Has the R&D cycle been shorter than it was a few years ago?
Certainly. And this will continue to shorten because we will use new technologies like AI and Gen AI technologies in order to shorten and to standardize and to have even tools. Typically in the automotive industry, we spoke about 3 years as the development cycle. Yeah? In China, it's less than 2 years. And with the best, we do it in 15 months. And when you do this, you win a lot of money because the teams are not dedicated to one project for so long. Yeah? And it also means that you have more maturity in terms of design of the vehicle. And it also means that you are quick in deciding if you have to make a change.
Currently, what does the China market mean to your global business, and how much market share does it take?
China is representing 23% today of our global sales, which is significant, 27% in Asia. And the plan is to be above 30% very quickly. So we will be in 2030 above 30%.
With this new headquarters, what are your future plans?
We have a priority project at group level, which we called West to East, because we believe that the center of gravity of the automotive industry has shifted from the West to the East. We will have in our executive committee in Europe, we will have 4 people from Asia, 3 from China, representing the region, and this is completely new. And we will accelerate, and not only in China, but also with the Chinese OEMs outside of China, with their new locations in Europe, in South America, in Southeast Asia, everywhere where they will become. We are interfacing 40 OEMs in China. And when you take the top 20, we are supplier of 19 of them.
Mr. Koller, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.